From yourself. All right, brother. You an Israelite, brother. God chose the people.
He said he was going to charge the stone real quick.
Get it. Okay, come. All right, come. Come back, brother. You came back, brother. What's going on, brother? How you doing? All praise, all praise. You have any questions? Okay, come. All praise. All right, give me up book of Isaiah. Right, 9 and verse 2. All right, give me up book of Isaiah 5 and 30. All right, give me up book of Jeremiah, chapter 2 and verse number 30. What was that first?
Isaiah 9 and 2.
Come.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 9 and verse 2.
Look it out.
The people that walk in darkness.
The Lord said,
the people that walk in darkness.
Right, but the Lord said the people that walk in darkness, man. Where our people walk a to and from, right, into the madness, man, a folly, a festivals, right, drunkenness, man, a drugs, a pollution, man. The Lord said the people that walk in darkness, go on,
have seen a great light.
Have what?
Have seen a great light.
Have seen a great light. Right now, you're seeing, right, so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, right, Seminole Indians, right, coming back to who they are in these last days, okay? Right, you're seeing, right, men who was once niggas, man, right, drug dealers, man, hey, abusers, man, right, whoremongers, man, right, hey, truce breakers, man, right, lawless men, hey, now are coming back and showing a great light in these last days, man.
That's right.
Right now in the land of darkness, man. Right, a land of confusion, man. Right, a land of pollution and lies, man. Right, hey, brother, what's going on, brother? Right, you got 2 minutes. Right, 2 minutes. Right, to come here, the words of life, brother. Right, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, man. How you doing? Don't walk away, brother. Right, don't walk away, brother. Come in the way,
Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
Come on this side, brother. Right, come on this side, brother. Right, come on this side, brother. All praise. All praise. Come on side. Right, what's going on, brother?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. All right, goodbye. Nice to meet you, brother.
Nice to meet you.
All right, so quick question, brother. What would be, right, your race, by chance?
By chance?
Yeah.
Who I am.
Well, who are you? Right, you got a lot of men out here. Right, you got some
Educate me.
that are Chinese.
Educate me.
Right, so when you fill out a so-called job application, right, because I want to build a foundation with you, right, a foundation, right, when you fill out a so-called application, a so-called form, right, you put Chinese man.
It says African American.
African American. Right, now where does the term African American come from?
I guess Africa and America.
Right, well,
I guess they try to put it together.
Right. Right, well, when you look at these so-called different immigrants, right, do you see a so-called, right, German American on the application, right, the so-called British American, right, the so-called, right, French American? Right, no, it just says American, right, or it just says Caucasian, European. Right, so why are we the only ones that have African American? Right? African American is the name of 2 different so-called white men. Right. You had Leo Scipios Africanus, right, who conquered, right, the land of Ham. Right, hold that real fast. Give me the book of Psalms, chapter 105 and verse 23. Right, you had a man named Leo Scipios Africanus, right, who fought at the battle of Carthage, at the second battle of Carthage, right, so-called 325 AD, right, conquered. Right, and won that war in that battle and named the land of Ham after himself. Right, bring that up.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 105 and verse 23.
Right out.
Israel also came into Egypt.
Right, Israel. Right, so our forefathers, right, will be Israel. Right, Jacob, whose name was changed into Israel. Right, read on.
And Jacob,
right,
sojourned in the land of Ham.
In what?
In the land of Ham.
Right, so you have so-called, right, our so-called forefathers. Right, that so-called sojourn in the land of Ham, right, so-called Egypt, right, bordering, right, the Red Sea, right, where our forefathers crossed over to into the promised land of milk and honey. Read on.
And he increased his people greatly,
right,
and made them stronger than their enemies,
right, and made them stronger than their enemies. Right, now hold on, who's stronger, right, than the so-called black man? I mean, literally, who's stronger, right? Right, then the people who was put into bondage, right, who was beat down, right, packed literally on slave ships like sardines. Right, literally, it was a brother, it's a brother who worked on this ship. He came by a few weeks ago, right, not gonna say any names, But the brother actually confirmed that that was actually a former slave ship.
That's right.
An actual slave ship that our forefathers were put on. Okay, it's stated in so-called history that no other nation or race of people could have withstand the brutality, right, that happened to the so-called Negro, the so-called Native Indian, right, the so-called Hispanic man, woman, and child, right, that we experienced, right, that they would have been completely exterminated and wiped out, right. So the Lord says to stronger people, read on.
Right. He turned their heart to hate his people,
right,
to deal subtly with his servants,
right, to deal subtly, right. So you had, right, Leo Scipius Africanus, right, who conquered the land of Ham, right, in so-called 325 AD, named that land Africa after himself. And you have Amerigo Vespucci, right, who came over here in so-called 1480, right, prior to Christopher Columbus, outlined the so-called landmass, right, North and South America, and named it America after himself. So there's no way we could be African and American, right? Which are two different names of two different white men. Right now, I will show you, brother, right, who we are in the Bible.
I don't got much time. I gave you just 2 minutes.
Hold on, brother.
I appreciate the knowledge.
15 seconds. Right, 2 more verses, brother.
I give you 15 seconds.
All right, give me Deuteronomy 28 and verse number 68. Give me 2 Ezra 1 and 7. Right,
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Right, now the Israelites, right, the Israelites in ancient Egypt, right, what were they doing? Were they free? Were they making cakes?
They wasn't making cakes.
What were they doing?
They probably wasn't free either.
They were in bondage, enslaved, right? Let me prove that real fast and finish that for you. Bring that out.
2 Ezra chapter 1 and verse 7.
Read.
Am not I even he that brought them out of the land of Egypt?
Right, the Most High, through the hand of Moses, right, brought us out of the land of Egypt. Right, read on.
From the house of bondage.
From the what?
From the house of bondage.
Right, so Egypt is known as bondage, right, or another word for bondage, slave, right, locked up. Right, so bring that back up.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Hold on, brother. The Lord said that he brought one nation of people into slavery again. Read.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Amen. Amen. With ships, man. Right. So that would make us the Israelites, brother.
Right.
God chose people, man.
That's right.
You gotta repent, man. Come back and to serve your God, man, and separate from your enemies in these last days, man. Right. Plan for tape. Okay. Go back to that where you left off. Right. In Isaiah. 92. Come.
Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 2.
Right.
The people that walked in darkness,
right,
have seen a great light.
Have what?
Have seen a great light.
Have seen a great light, huh? Right? Because it's nothing but damn evil here, man, and folly, man. Right? You got them nations with signs, man. Right? Them coming up, man, and not knowing what the hell is going on, right? Right? What's that sign about? What's that sign about?
Jesus is the Lord and Savior. He gives eternal life only way to heaven.
Who is he going to
because
save?
Our destiny matters where we spend eternity.
Who is he going to save?
Everyone that comes to me, blood of Jesus.
Can you prove that?
He's a spirit.
Hold on. What's your nationality?
I'm Korean.
Korean? Right? Don't you have your so-called, right, gods? Right, your so-called Shivas, man. Right, your so-called Brahmas, right, your so-called bulls. What happened to your gods, man? Right, Moab is drunk, man. Right, Moab is drunk, man. Right, coming up, right, thinking that the Lord is going to so-called save you, man. Right, the Lord is not coming
God
to
so
save
loved
Moab.
the world that He gave
Right,
His
give me the
only
book,
begotten
chapter
Son,
right, chapter
that
48.
whosoever believes in
Right,
Him should
chapter
not
46.
perish, but have everlasting life.
Right, give me John, right,
I
3
commanded
and verse
His
16.
love told us in
Right,
that
John,
why we were yet sinners. Christ
Hold on. Who can sin though? Who can sin? Who can sin though? Who can sin? Who can sin? What is sin?
What I saying? I'm
What is sin?
upholding the scripture from the Bible.
What is sin? What is it? You don't know what?
I
You don't want
know.
that, man. What
I don't
is
know what
sin?
you guys believe.
Give me
so
First
I
John.
don't know.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4.
Right?
Whosoever
Give me
committeth
John.
sin.
Right there. And 5, man. Right, Psalm 50 and 5. Right, give me the book of Psalm. Right, 149. Right, bring that up.
1 John.
Come.
God. 1 John chapter 3 and verse 4.
Right.
Whosoever committed sin.
The Lord said.
Whosoever committed sin.
Right, read.
Transgresseth also the law.
For what?
For sin is. For sin is.
Right.
The transgression of the law.
The Most High, man, said, for sin is the transgression of the law, man. Right, and the Most High, he only gave his commandments, his laws, his statutes, his love, and bestowed unto one nation of people, man.
Right.
Okay. Right, right, hey, right, damn chemos, man. Right, actually, Sulaki. Right, actually, drop that. Give me the book, right, at 1 Kings. Right, 1 Kings, chapter 11. Right, 1 Kings, chapter 11, and start at verse 4, man. Right,
1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 4.
read.
For it came to pass, when Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart after other gods.
Right.
And his heart was not perfect with the Lord his God, as was the heart of David his father.
Now read on.
For Solomon went after Ashtaroth, the goddess of the Zidonians.
Right.
And after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites.
Right, read it again.
And after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites.
Right, read.
And Solomon did evil in the sight of Yahweh, and went not fully after Yahweh, as did David his father.
Right. First of all, you had a so-called Milcom, man. Right, a damn Chemos, Ashroth, man. Hey, well, what happened to the so-called gods, man? The other nations, man. Right, read.
Then did Solomon build a high place for Chemosh.
For who?
For Chemosh.
Read.
The abomination of Moab.
Hey, the abomination of Moab, man. Right, so these nations are drunk, man. Right, these nations are finished, man. Right. Give me Habakkuk, right, 2 and 4. Read on. First, so these nations have they have slaughtered. These nations have forgot their gods. Right, these nations have forgotten their own heritage, man. Right, and have came up and have sucked, man, and have forced that damn filthy, nasty wine, man.
Right.
Down to the so-called throats, man. Taking in and getting down with the so-called American dream, man.
Right.
White Jesus, man. Okay, read.
1 Kings chapter 11 and verse 7. Then did Solomon build a high place for Chemosh,
Right.
the abomination of Moab,
Right.
and the high hill, and the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon.
Right, and for Molech, man. Okay. Sacrificing our children under the fire. Right. Doing a so-called a child and blood sacrifices. Right, and commit all type of abominations and sick rituals, man. Right. Well, what happened to the so-called gods of these different nations, man? Right. Which the Lord say are nothing. Okay, that the Lord has been casting them down in these last days, man, and giving them a vain imagination. Right, come, bring it up.
2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 46.
Right.
And thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person.
Right.
Woe be it to thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her.
Right, and because thou hast making thyself like unto her. Right, all the so-called ancient garments, man. Right, your so-called your hand wraps, right, your so-called fans, right, your so-called ding dong, ding dong, and all that's gone, man. Right, all a Moab man has his damn fried rice left, man. Right, and they barely even got that, man. Right, but now, in Asia, right, all these different nations, they flock to Babylon, that great whore, man. Right, and making themselves like unto it, man. Right, read.
And hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee.
Right, which have always the desire to commit whoredom, man. Right, it's always been a great so-called desire, right, for these nations, right, to so-called lay in bed and then fornicate, man, and then get drunk, man. Right, read.
Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions, therefore saith God.
Right.
I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood.
But the Lord said,
I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood,
right?
poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence to waste thy houses with destruction and death.
Right, come, man. And you can even, right, see that now. Right, these nations, right, they lie in bed with Babylon, man.
Right.
And then what happens, man? Right, okay, Babylon comes up, right, brings so-called democracy, right, brings the so-called forces there, right, so-called strip your people of the so-called sources, right, the minerals, right, and all that they have, man, and make them to assimilate, man, right, to be one under them. Okay, right, bring that up. John, 2 and 4.
All right, this is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him,
Right?
but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine.
Because he what?
Because he transgresseth by wine.
Right? Hey, Esau, man, he transgressed by wine, man. Right? Hey, this man is not only a freak physically, man, but spiritually, man. Right? He wants to uncover you, man. Right? He wants to strip you, right, of your garments, right, on a spiritual level, man. Right? And have you naked and exposed, man. And to get you drunk, man. Right? You see it at all these so-called parties, man. Right? These so-called events. Right? And even right when Jake, right, hey, we go out to the so-called eat, man. Right? By ourselves, man. Damn, here comes Esau coming right to your so-called table with their 30 shots, man. Right, just to them get you drunk, man. Right, just to them expose you. Read.
Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine.
Right.
He is a proud man.
He is a what?
He is a proud man.
Read.
Neither keepeth at home.
Neither what?
Neither keepeth at home.
Right, neither keep it at home, man. Right. Okay, that's why I was actually going through it, right, through the spirit, and I was kind of trying to figure out, man, why does so-called America have so-called military bases in every different country, right, but not every country, right, has a so-called embassy or base in America, man, let alone all over the four corners of the earth. Right. Read on.
God. It says, who enlargeth his desire as hell.
Who what?
Who enlargeth his desire as hell.
Hey, read.
And is a death. It is Salakia. And is as death.
Right.
And cannot be satisfied.
Right. Jump down to verse 12.
God. Salakia. Verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
Right.
Establish a city by iniquity.
Right.
Behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity.
Right.
For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord,
Right, read on.
as the waters cover the sea. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink.
What the Lord say?
Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink.
Hey, read.
That puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
Right, right, man. And that's the chief treatment of Esau, man. Right, Esau, literally, man. Right, you know, he may come to you peacefully, man. Right, you know, he may try to so-called, offer you something, man. Right, but then he gonna slip a damn roof you, man. Right. He gonna damn drug you, man.
Right.
Hey, he's gonna force you to get drunk, man. Right. He's gonna force you to so-called freak off, man. He's gonna force this so-called get down with his way, man. Right. That's why you see all these right, you know, brothers who work, right. You got these different trainers, man. Right. These are different, videos, right? Assault, a so-called workplace harassment, man. Right. And it's always Esau, man. Right. Esau is always the main a damn perk, man. Right. Hey, why? Because that's in his spirit. Okay, that's inside of his nature, right? To forcefully, man, then get you drunk.
Yep.
And to uncover your nakedness, man. Right. And to have you exposed.
Right.
Okay. And Esau always wants to have the so-called dirt. Right. Get a damn foul, man. Of the 411 on you, man. Right. Come on, bring that up.
Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 6.
Right.
None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness.
What the Lord said?
To uncover their nakedness.
Right?
I am Yahweh. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shalt thou not uncover.
Right? Hey, and the Lord said, hey, shalt thou not uncover, man. Right? Hey, but this man, right, literally has a so-called showers, right? Just them open, man. Right? Hey, and they them in there, right, freaking off.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, some of these so-called football players, right, will tell you, hey, Esau, you know, they be in there, right, trying to have them conversations, right, trying to them touch you, right, freak off, man, right, hey, damn flash you, man, hey, and to uncover your nakedness, man. Right, hey, fam, right, you got 2 minutes for the word, 2 minutes.
3 minutes.
One verse,
2 minutes, sis.
verse
2
of the
minutes.
day. Right, come. Right, see that? Come, bring that up.
The book of Job, chapter 24, verse 10.
Come.
Sorry, verse 9. They pluck the fatherless from the breast and take the pledge of the poor.
What the Lord said?
They pluck the fatherless from the breast and take the pledge of the poor.
Right?
They cause him to go naked without clothing.
They what?
They cause him to go naked without clothing.
Right, and we've been caused, right, to go naked without clothing, man. Right? Right, and on a physical level, man. Right, strip our garments, man, our raiment. Right, and strip who we are, man. Right, took our name Israel. Right, that is it'll be a cast out of the earth, man. Okay, took right, all of our power, our strength, our crops, man, our field, our land, right, our fruit, right, our cattle, right, burned it, ate it, man. Right, and Esau, he killed the last 48 buffalo, man. Right, and also made us naked, right, select, right, spiritually, man. Right, select. Go, in this book. Right, also, right, made us naked spiritually, man. Right, took the image of our Lord and made him to look like unto himself. Okay, came up with all types of manner of doctrines and religions to keep our people blind and confused, man. Right, and bugged up. Okay, it took all right, of our paintings, our name, our heritage, man. Right. Okay, and it's stolen as its own. Right. So this place, we're on a manifold level, strips us and makes us naked, man. Right. But now that the Lord is raising us back up in these last days, man. Okay, give me the book of second Maccabees. Come, precept. Come, bring it up.
Nahum.
Second Maccabees 7:30. Bring it up.
The book of Nahum, chapter 3 and verse 5.
Right.
Behold, I am against thee, said the Lord of hosts.
Right.
And I will discover thy skirts upon thy face.
Right.
I will show the nations thy nakedness.
What the Lord said?
I will show the nations thy nakedness.
Right, and now, and after this time, man, the Lord is even showing, right, the nakedness of Esau, man. Right, look at how this kingdom is falling, man. Right, look at how inflation is skyrocketing, man. Okay, look at how, right, the so-called production of crops, of so-called goods in stores, right? Hey, these are so-called shelves, right? These so-called CVS's, right? So-called pharmacies, man. Right? Hey, see that? Hold on now. Trending on Twitter.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
And political figures, #1 is death to America.
Wow.
Right? Death to America is #1 trending on Twitter, man. Right? Trending on them X, man. Hey, death to America, man. Right? It's #1 trending. Right? With over 45,000 posts, man.
Wow.
Right? So hey, we seeing, right, and all of the nations, man, right, starting to rise up, man, and turn, right, against this great horror, man. Right? Now seeing it for what it is. Right? A filthy, man, a dirty, bad witch, man. Right? Read on.
Behold, I am against thee, said the Lord of hosts.
Right?
And I will discover thy skirts upon thy face.
Right?
And I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame.
Right?
And I will cast abominable filth upon thee and make thee vile.
Right?
And will set thee as a gazing stock.
It will what?
And will set thee as a gazing stock.
Right? Read.
And it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee.
Shall what?
Shall flee from thee.
Hey, shall flee from thee, man. Okay? Look at so-called Russia, right? So-called Germany, right? France, right? of these so-called nations that were once part of a so-called coalition, right? Right, so-called part of the EU, right, so-called NATO, right? A lot of these so-called countries, man, are starting to separate themselves from the so-called G7, man, right, and converting to the so-called BRICS, man. Right, a lot of these so-called nations are so-called ceasing and stopping trade, right, with Babylon, man. Right, hey, brothers. Right, hey, brothers, right? I got 2 minutes, brothers. Come in the word, brother.
2 minutes, just 2 minutes, just 2 minutes.
All right, brother. Y'all Israelites, right? God chose people, you gotta repent and keep commandments these last days, right? Okay? All right, although, right, again, right, you see a lot of these nations are starting to keep themselves separate, right? Are starting to break up. Right? You're starting to see, right, the so-called 7 hands and 10 horns, man, are starting to turn their face against the great, upon the dragon, these last days, right? Okay, read on.
Shall flee from thee, right? And say, Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Whence shall I seek comforters for thee?
Right, come, man. Right, and we're seeing, and we're seeing this place literally, man, a decaying, man. Okay. Now, a so-called house, a so-called building, right? It doesn't just fall down at the so-called first sight of mold, right? The so-called first sight of mildew, right? A so-called saturation. Okay, it takes time, man. It breaks down a more and more and more and more, man. Okay, you're in the book of Numbers, right? Numbers chapter 14. Numbers chapter 14 and start at verse number 30.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 14 and verse 30.
Right?
Doubtless ye shall not come into the land, concerning which I swear to make you dwell therein.
Leviticus 14 and 30.
He said Leviticus. Salakia. This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 14 and verse 30. Bear with me.
Leviticus 14 and 30. And he shall offer the one of the turtle doves of the young pigeons,
right,
such as he can get, even such as he is able to get,
right,
the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering, with the meat offering, and the priest shall make an atonement for him that is to be cleansed before the Lord.
Right, read on.
This is the law of him in whom is the plague of leprosy.
And what?
In whom is the plague of leprosy.
Right, in whom is the plague of a leprosy, man. Right now you have many folds, man. Right, you have leprosy, right, in the so-called skin, the flesh. Right, you also have leprosy, right, in the so-called clothes, man. Right, mildew. You have also so-called leprosy inside of your house, man. Right, this kingdom, right, which was built up, right, on rape, on robbery, on murder, on blood, right, of all manner of evilness and atrocities, man. Right, it's filled and plagued, man, and covered with all manner, man. It's like with all manner of so-called leprosy, man. Right, read on.
Read on. This is the law of him in whom is the plague of leprosy,
right,
whose hand is not able to get that which pertaineth to its cleansing.
Right.
And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, when ye be come into the land of Canaan,
right,
which I give to you for a possession,
right,
and I put the plague of leprosy in a house.
You know what?
In a house.
Right, in a house, man. Right? This is the damn house of damn dragons, man. And beasts, man. Right? It's leprosy and plagues and all manner of a defecation and defilement inside of this house. Right? Read on.
In a house of the land of your possession, and he that owneth the house shall come and tell the priest, saying, it seemeth to me there is as it were a plague in the house.
The Lord said,
it seemeth to me there is as it were a plague in the house.
Right, it seemeth to me that there was as a plague in the house, man.
Right, that's right.
Read.
Right. Read on. Then the priest shall command that they empty the house,
right,
before the priests go into it to see the plague.
Right now, on a physical level, man, and you have to empty out that whole entire house, man. Right. But the priest, right, has to come in, man, right, and service it, man. right? And have to be able to determine if it's able to be able to recover or to be built back up. Right, read.
That all that is in the house be not made unclean,
Right.
and afterward the priest shall go in to see the house,
Right.
and he shall look on the plague, and behold, if the plague be in the walls of the house,
If it what?
if the plague be in the walls of the house,
Right, again, and your walls, right, will be your so-called foundation, man. Right. You have your so-called, right. You may have some concrete, right, laid down, right, and then you have walls, beams to help so-called support, right, and uphold your house, man. Right, to uphold your tabernacle, man. And we just came out, right, of the Feast of Booths, man. Right, read.
if the plague be in the walls of the house,
Right.
with hollow straights,
Right.
greenish or reddish,
Right.
which in sight are lower than the wall, then the priest shall go out of the house to the door of the house and shut up the house 7 days.
Right, and what?
And shut up the house 7 days.
Right, read.
And the priest shall come again the 7th day.
Right.
And
So look, right, and this is just on a physical level, man. Right, and when the Lord, right, shuts up this house, man, the Lord, He doesn't have to have mercy and grace, man, right, to build it back up, man. And you can even apply on that to ourselves on a spiritual level, man. Right, you may have infirmities or plagues of spirits, man, of demons, man, upon you, man. Right, the Lord, He may shut you up, right, give you a chance, right, to repent, to fast, right, to come to Him, and to beseech you, man, right, and send, right, angels, right, which would be in the form of the priest on a spiritual level, man, to sup with you, to clean you out, man, right, to purge, right, and get all that iniquity out of you, man, right, and build you back up, man. Or the Lord, He can leave that house to be completely shut up, man, right, to never be able, right, to be brought back ever again, man. Okay, read on.
And the priest shall come again the 7th day.
Right, so look, come in the word, family. Right, come in the word. This is 2 minutes. 2 minutes, one verse. Right, verse of the day. Right, see that?
And the priest shall come again the 7th day.
Right.
And shall look, and behold, if the plague be spread in the walls of the house,
Right.
then the priest shall command that they take away the stones in which the plague is.
Right.
And they shall cast them into an unclean place without the city.
Right, read on.
And he shall cause the house to be scraped within round about, and they shall pour out the dust that they scrape off without the city into an unclean place.
Right.
And they shall take other stones and put them in the place of those stones, and he shall take other mortar and shall plaster the house.
Right, read on.
And if the plague come again,
Right, and if the plague come again, read.
and break out in the house,
Right, and break out, read.
after that he had taken away the stones, and after he had scraped the house, and after it is plastered, then the priest shall come and look, and behold, if the plague be spread in the house, it is a spreading leprosy in the house, it is unclean.
It is what?
It is unclean.
It is unclean, man. Right, and when you see, right, Sluggy, give me the book, Revelation. Right, Revelation, chapter 16. Right, it's starting at verse, right, 4. Right, when you see all of these unclean spirits, right, these so-called unclean beasts, right, spreading to and fro, right, all the so-called witchcraft, right, the so-called necromancy, okay, the so-called a damn conjuring of demons, right, and spirits here, man. Right, right. And this place, man, it cannot be cleansed, right? It continues to spread, man. And all praises to the Most High, man. Right. All praises, man. All praises, man. Hey, that's Babylon is literally on this damn planet. Right, things are finished, man. Right, on your
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 16 and verse 4.
13.
Salakia. 13 and verse 4.
16 and 13. Revelation chapter 16 and 4.
Revelation 16 and 13. And I saw 3 unclean spirits.
The Lord said,
And I saw 3 unclean spirits.
Right. The Lord said, I seen 3 unclean spirits, man. Right. Come in the word, family. Come on, fam. You taking pictures, might as well get this so-called verse, man. Right? And we receive the understanding, man. Right? So the Lord said what? And I seen 3 unclean spirits. Right? And we know that 3 is a number of completion, right? Right, read.
Like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon,
right? And
out of the mouth of the beast,
right? It's so-called frogs, man. Right? Frogs, they don't just sit around, man. Right? Chill out, man. Right? You know, just have a seat, right? And just sleep all day, man. And what the hell is this, man? Right? Hey, you cannot make this up, man. You have unclean beasts. Right? Read that again.
And I saw 3 unclean spirits, like frogs, come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast,
right?
And out of the mouth of the false prophet,
right? And out of the mouth of the so-called false prophet, right? It's nothing but lies, right? Told right by the so-called white man, right? It's nothing but so-called lies and so-called white Jesus, right? And so-called being a so-called Christian, right? It's nothing but them lies and these so-called decrees, right? These so-called diplomacy, man, right? And all these matters of laws and letters, right? Set up, man. Right. Read.
God. For they are the spirit of devils.
For they are what?
For they are the spirits of devils.
Right. For they are the spirit of devils, man. Right. So spiritually, man, the Lord is saying that in this house, which can never be clean, which can never be scraped clean, man, right, which can never receive healing, right, this house is filled of plagues, man, filled of leprosy, right, which is the spirit of devils, man, right, the spirit of Satan, man. Right, what's going on, family? Right, pretty good, family. Y'all got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, family. Right, I got one question. Right, what is your nationality?
What is my nationality?
Yeah.
African American.
African American. Right now, the term African American, right, was invented in 1985. Right now, you are a young man. Now, I believe you look like you may be older, right, than so-called African American. Right? Right? Now the term African American comes from 2 different white men, right? Leo Scipio's Africanus, right, who named the land of Ham after himself, right? After he conquered, right, the land of Ham during the Second Punic Wars, right, after the Battle of Carthage. Right? And then you have another so-called white man, an Italian mapmaker named Amerigo Vespucci, who sailed over here prior to Christopher Columbus, right, outlined, right, the landmass of the land and named them America after himself. Right, so how can we be African and American, right, which are not only the terms of 2 so-called white men, but also a term that was just invented, right, roughly about 40 years ago. Right, how can we be African American? Right, and we're not black because black is a color. Right, we all have a brown skin.
So if it's not African American, what are you?
Right, well, let's find out. Right, give me the book, right, of 2nd Maccabees, right, 8 and verse number 10. Right, 2nd Maccabees 8 and 10. Right, give me the book of Deuteronomy chapter 11 and verse number 26. I want that first.
Deuteronomy 28, right?
11 and 26.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 11 and verse 26.
Right.
And it reads, Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse.
What the Lord said?
I set before you this day a blessing and a curse.
Right, so this is the Most High God. The Most High God, he's speaking to one nation of people. He said that I set before you a blessing and a curse. Read.
A blessing if you obey the commandments of the Lord your God.
Right, a blessing if the Israelites keep, right, the Lord says commandments, and what?
Which I command you this day.
Right.
And a curse.
And a what?
And a curse.
Right.
If you will not obey the commandments of the Lord
right.
your
And
God.
a curse if the Israelites do not obey the Lord says commandments. Right. The same way how, you know, us, we may be parents. Right. We have children. Right. If our children, you know, listen to us, they'll get, you know, toys, right, you know, clothes, anything they may want, right? Although if they don't listen, right, that's when chastisement comes, right? Punishment and correction. Right? How do you think our people are living as a whole? You think that we're living blessed, right? We own the banks, right? We live up in the so-called high rises, right? We so-called, right, run and own the so-called cities, right? Or do you think that we live cursed as a people? right? Gunshots, marching for justice and peace,
Yeah.
right? Needing help,
5 years.
right? Still at the bottom, right? Still in the so-called last one's hired, right? The so-called last one's hired, first one's fired, right? How do you think our people are? Think of a blessing as a whole, or you think of a curse as a whole?
I think my personal self, I think our people as a self, we've been blessed to be where we are now. To a certain degree, I believe that we have been blessed because God's not going to give you something that you can't handle. At least that's how I feel about my God. You know. But
quick question. What makes you feel that we're blessed?
what's that?
What makes you feel that we are blessed?
When you wake up every morning, you're healthy, you feel good, you feel strong as a person, you're holding down jobs, you're holding down peace, and you feel blessed. The good Lord wakes you up every morning and has you put one foot in front of the next.
Okay, so right now, right, if the so-called white man came and shut everything down right now, what would we do?
Take a different direction. I don't know what that direction may be, but
I mean, it's nothing that we can do because think about it this way: what currency do we have? Right, the so-called Chinese man, so-called Japanese man. Every nation that comes here, they have their own currency. Right? When it comes to the so-called UN, right? Who represents us at the UN? Not us. Right? Who represents us for so-called reparations, right? For so-called legislation, degrees, right? And orders, right? And no, right? Why do you think we still getting gunned down? Actually, I just did a video on it. A sister in Orlando, Florida, last week just got lynched. She just got hung in Orlando, right? And guess what? Right? They so-called marked so-called suicide. Right, but the so-called Chinese man, so-called Chinese woman, they can come here and within 1 year of so-called harassment, right, they can get a so-called hate crime bills passed, right? They can get a so-called money given to them, right? But us, as a people who have been here for hundreds of years, we get nothing. Right now, let me show you a curse in the Bible real fast. Give me 2 Maccabees 8 and 10. Bring out your point.
They just sent $8 billion to Israel.
Right, they just sent $8 billion to Israel on top of already sending 1.3 trillion annually per year. Right, bring that out, 2 Maccabees 8 and 10.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 8 and verse 10.
Right, so, Isaiah 42.
God. So Nicanor undertook to make so much money.
Right now Nicanor, huh? Now Nicanor was a so-called white man. Okay, you had Nicanor.
I gotta roll.
Hold on, brother.
You want to get a flyer?
Come take a flyer, brother. Brother, come take a flyer.
Yeah, I punched him.
So Nicanor undertook to make so much money of the captive Jews.
Of the what?
Of the captive Jews. As should defray the tribute of 2,000 talents, which the king was to pay to the Romans.
Right.
Wherefore immediately he sent to the cities upon the sea coast, proclaiming a sale.
What?
Proclaiming a sale of the captive Jews.
Of the who?
Of the captive Jews.
Right, man. And proclaiming the sale of the captive Jews, man. Okay, and the brother he went into the Babylon to Timbuktu, right? Earlier, man, right? And where you can go into it, right? And it'll tell you specifically, right? The slave markets, right, were filled with millions, of so-called black Jews, man. Right, and were filled with many of our forefathers. Okay, and you go back to the so-called 14th century, right? Which was the so-called height of the slave trade, the so-called Congo. Right, a so-called African nation, right, was one of the top powers, man, right, during the so-called time of the slave trade, man. Okay, so when our people so-called, right, when they claimed to be so-called African, right, the people had no so-called hope, right, they didn't know where to so-called go, right, and we're selling their own people, man. Hey, those Hamites were in power, man. Right. Those Hamites were selling us, right, for gold, for guns, and for wine, man, right, for silver, right, and for all manners, right, of folly, man, and all manners of wickedness, man, right, and trading us, right, like so-called cattle,
right?
Okay, go on. You can, we left off. No, drop that. Give me Jeremiah, verse 2 and 31.
Jeremiah, chapter 2 and verse 31. O generation, see ye the word of the Lord.
Right.
Have I been a wilderness unto Israel, a land of darkness?
Right.
Wherefore say my people, we are lords, we will come no more unto thee.
Right. What's going on, family? Right. You got 2 minutes, brother. Right. No, it's all good though, bro. Keep it up. Good work. You an Israelite, brother. Gotta repent and keep the commandments in these last days, man. Right. And return to who we are, man. Right. Man, our people. I just want to them have fun, man. Right. And do God knows what. Right on the Sabbath day. Okay, read
Nor can a maid forget her ornaments,
right?
Or a bride her attire.
Right.
Yet my people have forgotten me.
The Lord said,
Yet my people have forgotten me.
The Lord said, hey, what? Hey, for my people have forgotten me, man. Our people have forgot that today was the Sabbath day, man. Right. Our people have forgot that we need to wear fringes. Our people have forgot that we can't be getting down and be mixing, right, with these different nations. And our people forgot, right, that as the Lord said in Micah, the 2nd chapter, man, that this is not our rest, man, right? But this is what our punishment, okay? That this is our correction, our chastisement in these last days, man. Right? What's going on, family? I got 2 minutes for the word. Right? Might be ham and cheese. All right, read.
Yet my people have forgotten me, days without number.
Right?
Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love?
Right? And our people, hey, they trim their ways, right, to seek love, man. Okay, and I see many of our people, they will literally, man, right, go through, right, humiliation rituals, man, right? They'll let the different nations, right, kind of smack them around, right, and pop them, man, right, haze them, right, and treat them all type of ways, right, brand them, man, right, tattoo them, man, right, then do all manner of so-called experiments on them, man, just to so-called fit in, man, right, trimming their ways, right, to seek love, man, right, sister, right, sister. Right,
Wow.
Right, get out. Right.
Get out.
Right. That's not gonna do nothing but then feed their rats, cats, and dogs anyway, man. Okay. Right. Read that again, King.
Jeremiah, chapter 2 and verse 33.
No.
Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked one thy ways.
Right, come, man. Right, and also taught the wicked one thy ways. Right, what's going on, sisters? Right, y'all got 2 minutes for the word? 2 minutes.
Wow. Wow.
Right, if they love them freaking off and being able to have, right, so-called license, right, to do them ungodliness, man. Right, give me that in 2nd Maccabees. Okay, 2nd Maccabees, chapter 4. Verse 10, Bible show.
110.
Go.
2nd Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 10.
Go. Give me some.
When the king had granted, and he had gotten into his hand the rules, he forthwith brought his own nation to the Greekish fashion.
Right.
And the royal privileges granted of special favor to the Jews.
Yeah, what?
Granted of special favor to the Jews.
Right. Right. Them trying to get that so-called favors. Right. You know.
By the means of John, the father of Eupolemus, who went ambassador to Rome for amity and aid, he took away, and putting down the governments which were according to the law, he brought up new customs.
He did what?
He brought up new customs against the law. For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself.
Right. Hold on now. It said he built gladly, man. Right. Hey, when we look at our people, they were gladly, man. Right. Serve Christmas, man. Our people were gladly, man. Right. Keep them Thanksgiving, man. I mean, literal holidays that were fashioned after the genocide of our people, man. Right. so-called Christmas, right? Going back to Serenella, right? And where Esau was so-called leave their wives, go get drunk, right? And then go have them sex parties, man, right? And that's just keeping it a PG-13, man, to say the least, man, right? To say the least, right? What's going on, sister? How you doing, sister? You got 2 minutes, sister, for the word? 2 minutes. All right, sister. Lord willing, you come back, man. Right, come. Right, but hey, as the Lord said, man, hey, these men, hey, they gladly, right, kept these customs, man. Right, they gladly, man, get down with so-called festivals, man. Our people gladly, man, shave the so-called beards, man. Right. Our people gladly, man, sell out, man. Right, and then go, man. Right. And then freak off, man. Right, but to keep the customs and laws, right, of our fathers, man, right, and the Most High God, these things are grievous, right? These things become repulsive, right? Right. I gotta put the so-called shrimp down, right? I gotta put down the so-called pork, man. Right? I gotta stand here for 5 minutes, man, and just hear the words of life on the Sabbath day, man. Right. These things, right, are damn grievous, man. Wow. Right. But would gladly delight to walk up and down in mirth and folly and gladness, right, on the left-hand side, man. Okay, read on.
Read on. For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, right, and brought the chief young men under his subjection and made them wear a hat,
right, and brought the chief young men, man. Right, and that's what goes on now, right? It's called indoctrination, right? These so-called systems, right, what so-called build you up, right, from a youth up, right, and make you drink, right, of this nasty cup, okay? It was a so-called, right? It was a so-called brother, right? He went to the court, right, to fight for custody of his children, man, right, and the so-called judge, right, they got on this brother, man, right, because he said, well, he doesn't want his children, right, to celebrate Christmas, right, and these so-called holidays, man, right, and they kind of pictured and depicted this brother, right, as a terrorist, man, right, and say, well, how could you be so evil and so mean, right, to tell your kids, right, that Santa Claus isn't real, right? You shouldn't do that. That's bad, right? Hey, these damn nations, right, are so-called want to so-called groom you up, man, and force you to suck, right, and get down, right, with the so-called customs, right? And if you move contrary to it, man, right, you're looked at as the so-called #1 villain, man, right, as the so-called most evil person to ever walk. What's going on, brother? What's going on, brother? Bring your family up, brother. Bring your family up, brother.
Talk to y'all fellas, man.
All right, brother. All right, Lord willing, man. All right, come back, man. All right, Council, read on.
2nd Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 13. Now such was the height of Greek fashions and increase of heathenish manners, right, through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch, right, and no high priest,
right, and what?
And no high priest,
right, and no high priest, man, right. So these men, man, right, moved, right, and forsook, right, the God of our fathers, man, right, forsook the temple work, right, the praying, right, the sacrifice, right, the altar, right, the cleansing and care of the temple, man, right, to follow after, right, these heathenish customs, man, right, and see, and you cannot make this stuff up, man. Our sister are now walking around with that blonde hair, man, all manner of weeds, man, right, and then what? Right, hey, sister, you got 2 minutes, sister. What?
2 minutes.
2 minutes, sister. 2 minutes. Give me the word. For the Lord. Right now, quick question. Right, if you had to a so-called multiple choice, right, you had so-called one answer, right, what would be your so-called race? African-American. Right, African-American. Right now, why do you say African-American? Right. Well, African American, right? African American is the name of 2 different so-called white men. right? They also have Afrikaners, right? And American Vespucci, right? And black is literally just a color, right? But we all have what? Brown skin. Right. So how can we be black, right? Or call ourselves the name of two different so-called white men? That doesn't make any sense, right? And also, why does our so-called race change, right, after every 20 years, right? We were so-called nigger, right? Then so-called colored, right? Then Afro-American, which Afro is just a hairstyle, right? And then America, again, the name of white man, right? African-American, okay? Right, a so-called ADOS, right, American, right, descendants of slaves, right? Why does our so-called race, right, change every so-called years? I got you, sister. Right? Give me the book, right? We gonna have everything ready. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and verse number 15, right? Right? But hey, these are $1 million questions, man. Right? That we must answer, right? While the assistant is on the phone, give me the book of Job 8 and 8. Right, real fast. Right, Job 8 and 8. Job chapter 8 and verse 8.
The book of Job, chapter 8 and verse 8. Read. For inquire, I pray thee.
What the Lord said?
For inquire, I pray thee.
Right, so the Most High, He commanded us for us to inquire, right? Right, not just to walk up and down, right, willy-nilly, right? Right, not just to so-called, right, just walk up and down, right, and calling ourselves, right, these different names, King. Right, read.
For inquire, I pray thee,
right,
of the former age.
Of the what?
Of the former age.
Right, so the Most High, He requires us, right, to do research and to inquire, right, of our former age, right, who we are, right, where we come from, right, and what does the Most High require of us, right? Right, so bring that out in Deuteronomy 28 and verse number 15.
God, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15.
Read.
But it shall come to pass.
Right, so we have Moses. Moses speaking to all of the children of Israel in the wilderness. Right? Are you familiar with the Bible by chance? Okay, read on.
God. But it shall come to pass,
okay,
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Right, so Moses speaking to all of the children of Israel, letting them know that if they don't hearken, meaning to listen or hear the words of the Lord thy God, read.
To observe to do all his commandments,
right,
and his statutes,
right,
which I command thee this day,
right,
that all these curses,
that all these what?
That all these curses,
all these good things,
that all these curses,
on the fun land,
that all these curses,
read,
shall come upon thee.
Right now, is a curse a good thing or a bad thing? Right, hey, it's a bad thing, right? Because either, right, hey, I'm gonna bless you, or hey, I'm curse you, right? Plant upon tables, right. So it's a certain amount, right? The Lord said there's certain curses that will only overtake a certain specific nation of people. Right now, if we had a so-called black man, so-called Chinese man, so-called Japanese, so-called white man, so-called Indian, hey, these curses are only going to fit one specific nation of people. Right. Because again, the Lord, He's talking to one race of people in the wilderness. Right? Jump to verse number 46.
God. Verse 46.
Right?
And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
Right? Hold on now. So these curses are going to be upon the Israelites. Right? The children of Israel for a sign. Right? The same way how we know, right, that's the HBCU store. Hey, it's a sign right there. The same way how we know that that's in sugar. Hey, it's a sign. Right? So it's specific signs that's going to be on one nation of people. Read on.
God. For a sign and for a wonder.
Right?
And upon thy seed forever.
And what?
And upon thy seed forever.
And upon thy seed. So even now, right, in what, October 2023, we can identify who these people are too. Right. That's right. Okay. Right on.
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness, right, and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things.
Right.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
What the Lord say?
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Right, so sister, real fast. What's the last thing you ate by chance? Right, chicken quesadilla. Right, where'd you get it from? Okay, Taco Festival. Right, well, who owns these so-called festivals, right? These so-called stores, right? These so-called markets, right? Everywhere where we get our so-called food and everything we need from. Who owns these things?
The white people.
Right. The so-called white man, huh? Right, read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies,
Right.
which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
Right, in hunger. Right, if we want anything, right, to go to the so-called market, right, to go to the so-called grocery stores, hey, we have to go through one man, right, who runs everything, man. Hey, if we even want permits to so-called set up and sell food, hey, we still have to go through that same man. Right, we don't?
And in thirst.
Right, and in thirst, right? A so-called Dairy Park, right? So-called Dasani, Aquafina, Sprite, Coca-Cola, right? Our people don't own these things, man. Right, and even right, if you want to so-called collect rainwater, which comes free from the sky, the Most High created rain, right? The Most High created water, something that man does not even know how to replicate.
Right.
Even to this present day, right? Hey, if you collect rainwater, man, hey, this so-called man would he will actually throw you in jail, right, and tax you and fine you.
Right.
Right. That pale man right there, man. Right. Okay, read on.
God. And in nakedness.
And in nakedness, right? For clothes, right? H&M, right? Walmart, right? Your so-called Macy's, JCPenney, right? Any so-called clothes, right? That we need, and we have to go through the same man, right? The same, right? As we did in captivity, right? Okay, if you wanted the so-called food on a plantation, right? Had to go to that same end. Right, you wanted so-called water in your canteen, had to go through that same enemy. Right, you wanted so-called garments, so-called shoes on your feet, you had to go through that same enemy. Right, plan upon take. Read.
And in one of all things.
And in one of all things. Right, and a so-called being born. Right, you gotta have a so-called birth certificate. And if you don't fill that out, the so-called government has the right to so-called come in, take that baby that you just pushed out, you gave birth to, man, right? And it becomes a so-called property of them, man. Right? And even if you do fill out that so-called certificate, right? You fill out the so-called card, right? Hey, you're still a so-called stamp and still owned, right, by the same enemy. So even to live isn't free. Right, and even to die, you gotta go through the same man just to get a death certificate to validate your so-called death. If not, this man, you can keep taxing and after you die, and have your whole family in debt. Right? So we have to come to the same enemy, and for all things. Right? If you want to leave the country, right, you gotta have a passport. Right? So for all things, a driver's license, man, shoes, right, so-called cell phone games. Hey, we have to come through one enemy, man, for all things, man. Right. And the Lord said that this will happen to one nation of people. Right, the Israelites, man. Right. Bring that out in Isaiah, right, 42 and 22.
Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 22.
Right.
But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
What the Lord said?
But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
Right, so the same people, right, that's serving their enemies, right, even to this present day, the Lord said that this is a people robbed and spoiled. Right, read.
They are all of them snared in holes,
right,
and they are hid in prison houses.
What the Lord said?
They are hid in prison houses.
And they are hid in prison houses. Right, now who's the people that's literally getting unjust time?
Right.
That's getting charges trumped up. Right, giving you a so-called extra time, right, just locking you up, right, throwing away the key. No fair trial, right? Who's the people that's been locked up in prison houses, man?
Yeah, I have a brother. He got life without parole. He didn't do it.
Right? Hey, see that?
23 years old.
See that, man? Hey, our people, man. Hey, our people are the ones that's being thrown, snared in holes. Right. Right, and hidden away in the prison house. That's literally being hid in the prison house. Right. Right, and thrown away, right, no fair trial, no just evidence, no so-called assured guilt, right, but we're gonna give you life, right? No parole, no chance at life, right? Right, that's literally those people, right? So we see that these things happen to the Israelites, right? The Israelites were being cast in prison houses, right? That the Israelites are still being cursed. And throughout the cities and fields, right, being gunned down, right, the Israelites still have to go through their enemy for all things, man. Right, because no one so-called, right, we don't have a seat, right, at the UN, right. We don't have a seat with NATO, right, with the so-called EU and these are different powers and heads thereof, right? And our people are literally, right, represented by the same people who rape, rob, and murder us, man. Right? We don't have any so-called currency, right? Any so-called neighborhoods, man. Right? Why, man? Right? Because literally the enemy, right, that the Bible speaks of, the so-called white man, he bombed, right, our so-called Black Wall Street, man. Right? Every time we so-called build up our own communities, man, right? They get bombed. Right? You had the so-called Red Massacre of 1919, where you had an influx of hundreds of thousands of so-called African Americans who fought in the military, right? Who were lynched and killed and murdered in uniform. Right? You had the so-called population. It was a city in so-called Kensington, where you had a whole area, a whole neighborhood of so-called black families, right? And those homes were literally bombed, right, by the same government, man. Right. So we're saying that all of these things are happening to the Israelites, right? And we can see that these things, right, we relate to them.
That's right.
Right? And we see that, and you know what? Right, the Israelites, they were hidden in prison houses. Hey, man, hey, my people, we can't get any justice on
That's
them.
right.
Right? We in the prisons, in the slums, in the ghettos, had no fear, had no surety of our life, man. Right? And fear that every time we see red and blue lights, man, we might not go home, man. We might not leave this stuff, man. Right? And we're seeing that all these things are happening to the Israelites, right? Then what must that make us? Well, yeah, right? These things happen when they God, they work. Right? Give me Jeremiah 17. Right? Jeremiah 17 and 4. Yeah, precept.
Ezekiel chapter 35 and 11.
Well,
Therefore, as I live, said the Lord God, I will even do according to thine anger and according to thine envy, which thou hast used out of thy hatred against them.
Right?
And I will make myself known among them when I have judged thee.
Right? Right, slugging, man. Right, and the Lord, He's going to make Himself known, man. Right, because all the rape, the robbery, the murder, the lynching, the beating, the hanging, the burning of men, right, the so-called human zoos, man, right, the so-called carnivals, right, where they took our children, right, and hit the nigga baby with the baseball, right? Hey, that used to come as a so-called game, man. Right, before that they had the nasty, right, red circle, man. Right, that was our children, right, at the so-called fair, right, so-called white man just loading up and winging, boom, right, and just trying to hit our children, man. Right, but now it's a so-called game, right, that you play when you go to so-called circus, right?
Wow.
Right, and the Lord, He's not going to let, right, this happen to His chosen people
at all.
Right, the Lord has a recompense, right, that's coming upon the nation, right, that did this unto His people. Right, bring that up.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4.
Right.
Now, and thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
The Lord said,
and thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage.
Right, so the Lord told Jeremiah that thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage. Right now, that's why we call ourselves, right, Baltimoreans, right, African Americans, black, Negroes, colored, right? You know, just here, right? And just because we've been discontent from our heritage, right? Give me that. This is Esther 10 and 9. Bible shut. Whoever got it. This is Esther 10 and verse number 9.
Addition to Esther, chapter 10 and verse 9.
Right?
And my nation is this.
What the Lord said?
And my nation is this.
Hold on now our foremother, man, right, Esther, right, a mighty woman, man, of the Lord, man. She said that our nation is this. Right, read.
And my nation is this Israel.
What the Lord said?
And my nation is this Israel.
Read it again.
And my nation is this Israel.
Right, and our nation, right, it is Israel.
Right.
We would be the Israelites, right? Because again, right, going into slavery, right, and the Lord said that these things will happen unto the Israelites, right? Forgetting who we are, right? Being hunted and lynched, right? Being sold on slave ships, man, right? Being cashed down, right? Still being hunted and lynched, right? Thrown into prisons, man. Right? The Lord said that all these things will happen unto the Israelites, right? Right. So that would make you an Israelite, right? That would make us Israelites, right? That will make us God's chosen people who forgot who we are, man. Right? Who lost knowledge of our history and lost knowledge of our soul, right? And now we're teaching our people to come back to who we are in these last days, man. Right? Because we're not just slaves, man.
Right.
We're not just targets, man. Right? We're not just some people that can just be hunted down, man, and shot, man, and killed, man. And you could do God knows what to, man. Right? And we are the chosen people of the Lord, man. And by keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, man, right? That's going to bring us back closer to the Most High God, right? And then these curses, man, are going to start to turn upon these different nations, right? Because we're seeing, right, this kingdom fall. Okay, this nation is literally falling, right, and decaying, right? You're seeing so-called less produce and so-called less a stock of shells, right, in these so-called stores, right? Right, and we seeing, right, this kingdom decaying, right, as we see more of our people come back to the Lord. Right. Okay, we're in the book of Deuteronomy, right, chapter 26 and verse number 17. Deuteronomy 26 and 17.
Deuteronomy chapter 26
Give me 14.
and verse number 17.
Read.
Thou hast avouched the Lord this day,
right,
to be thy God,
right,
and to walk in his ways, and to keep his statutes, and his commandments, and his judgments, and to hearken unto his voice.
Right, so our forefathers confirmed with the Most High that we would keep his laws, right? That we would keep the statutes and commandments. Right, our forefathers, right, made a covenant with the Most High God to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. Right, yet our people were in this land, and we have forgotten the commandments, and we forgot who we are.
That's right.
Right, let alone, right, knowing what the Most High God requires of us. Right, you know.
And the Lord hath avouched thee this day to be his peculiar people.
What the Lord said?
To be his peculiar people.
Right? And the Lord, he avouched, he stamped it, man. Right? The Most High God, he proclaimed it, man. Right? Before all, right? That we are his peculiar people. Right? Peculiar, it means special, unique, right? Set above, right? Or set high, above all. Right? Read.
As he hath promised thee, and that thou shouldest keep all his commandments,
right,
and to make thee high above all nations.
What the Lord said?
Above all nations.
No, everyone's the same.
Above all nations.
Everyone bleeds red.
Above all nations.
Read.
Which he hath made in praise and in name and in honor, that thou mayest be an holy people unto Yahweh thy God, as he had spoken.
Hey, that is deep, man. Hey, the Lord pronounced from the foundation that the Israelites, the so-called blacks, the so-called Hispanics,
right,
the so-called Native American, Single Indian, man and woman, man, is favored, right, and is above all nations upon the earth. Right now, how do you feel about that, sister? Right, learn that today, huh?
That was some good insight.
It feels good, man.
You don't know, you learn something new every day. So.
Right, and we do, man. Right, and we do, right, and through keeping, right, the law, statutes, and commandments, right, that is what's going to keep us above, right, all nations, man. Right, because now we walk lowly. I mean, as a whole, you know, we walk lowly. You know, it seems like we have no hope, man. Right, but now, we're coming back to our God, our power, actually reading the scriptures, right, actually knowing who we are, man. It strengthens us, right? It heals us, right? It brings us comfort, right? And knowing that the Most High God, even though we're going through all manner of hell, right, adversity, man, the Lord still has found favor upon us, right? And it's building us back up in these last days. right? I'm gonna give you a few commandments. Right, give me Deuteronomy 14 and verse number 3.
God, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14 and verse 3.
Right.
Thou shalt not eat any abominable thing.
What the Lord said?
Thou shalt not eat any abominable thing.
Right, so the Lord said that his chosen people, they cannot eat any abominable thing. Right? But the same way, you know, we have children. You're not just going to let your children pick up the, you know, gum and pick up the gunk, right? You know, go dive in the harbor, you know, go pick up the nasty brain and filth, man, and just eat it, right? Right, the same way, right, for us being the Lord's chosen people, right, he has specific, right, food for us to eat and for us not to eat, right? Because, right, a different food or different beast, right, they have specific so-called systems or they're set up for particular reasons. Okay, give me the book, verse number 8. Verse 8.
Verse 8. And the swine.
And the what?
And the swine.
Right, and swine. Right. You know what a swine is, sister? Hey, all praise. All praise. Right, all praise. Right? And, hey, that's actually a commandment. Right? The Lord said the swine, read on.
God. And the swine,
right,
because it divideth the hoof,
right,
yet cheweth not the cud,
right,
it is unclean unto you.
Right.
Ye shall not eat of their flesh.
What the Lord said?
Ye shall not eat of their flesh.
Right, so sister, you already know, hey, swine ain't no pork, man. Right, hey, we not eating it, man. We not touching the pork, man.
At all.
Right now read on.
Nor touch their dead carcass.
Right.
These ye shall eat of all that are in the waters.
Right, now hold on now. Right, because the pig, it is literally the garbage disposal of the earth. Right, even in any so-called modern day, right, garbage, stations, okay, they have so-called pigs, you know, they make compact, right, the so-called trash, right, at the so-called dump, but they also have pigs, right, that also come in, right, you know, and eat up some of the trash, right, the so-called reducing. Okay, so the pig is actually the garbage disposal of the earth, right? That's why it eats feces, dead bodies, trash, right? And a pig would even eat another pig, man. A pig would actually eat you alive, right? Read on.
Verse 9. These ye shall eat of all that are in the waters,
right?
All that have fins and scales.
The Lord said,
all that have fins and scales.
Read.
Shall ye eat?
Shall you what?
Shall ye eat?
Right now, what has fins and scales in the water? Fish. There you go, brother. There you go, brother. Fish. Right? Right. You got whiting. Right? Right. You got trout. Right. You got salmon.
There you go. Oh, there you
right?
go.
Hey. He's on fire. Right? A rockfish. Okay. Lake trout, sea trout. Right, bass, snapper, codfish, pollock, hey, you have literally hundreds, right, of fish, right, that people can eat from, right? Hey, ocean perch, man, right? See that, man? Okay, you have a multitude of fish, right? That we can eat, right? The last one, two more before you leave. Read on.
God, and whatsoever hath not fins and scales.
And whatsoever hath not fins and scales, read on.
Ye may not eat.
Ye may what?
Ye may not eat.
Right now, what that sound like?
It sounds like you can't eat nothing.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
Shrimp, right? Right now, calamari, right? Crab, lobster, right? A lobster. Right, so-called oysters, right? And catfish, right? Because catfish has fins, right? But catfish does not have skin, right? Catfish has smooth skin like us, and its purpose is to actually filter up and eat the pollution in the water, right? To help keep it clean, right? So you don't want to eat, right, the actual filter system, right? That's supposed to clean the water, right? And then put the pollution, right, back inside your body, right? That's why people, right, who most eat pork, right, crab, right, and these unclean foods, and we suffer from gout, high blood pressure, right, cholesterol, and all these different diseases because we're eating foods that the Most High told us not to, right? Foods that was meant to clean the earth. Right, bring that up.
Jeremiah chapter 52 and 34.
Right.
And for his diet, there was a continual diet given him of the king of Babylon.
Right.
Every day a portion until the day of his death. Right. All the days of his life.
Right, all the days of his life. Right, so we had to come back and to eat the clean foods that the Most High gave us. Last one, I got Mark 10.
18?
17.
17, Salaki. Mark 10 and 17. And when he was gone forth into the way, there came one running and kneeled to him and asked him, Good master, what shall I do that I may inherit eternal life?
First of all, we have a man who's coming to Jesus Christ, right? Well, Sluggy, who the world calls Jesus Christ's real name, Yahusha, in the Hebrew. Right, read.
And Yahusha said unto him, Why callest thou me good?
Right.
There is none good but one.
Right, the Most High God, you know?
That is God. Thou knowest the commandments.
What the Lord said?
Thou knowest the commandments.
Read it again.
Thou knowest the commandments.
Right, thou knowest the commandments. Right, there's 613 laws, statutes, and commandments. Right, I know you have to go. Right, I'm a brother. I can give you a flyer. Right, that way you can check out the YouTube channel. Right, I see what I learn. I can continue to give you a touch. Right, and read. Right, bear with us. See that?
They know Spanish.
Right, so this flyer, King, right, we got the YouTube, right, the Instagram, right, all the social media, you know, so you and your family, right, can definitely check them out and read and study, right, and also on the back, right, check it out, right, and you can see, right, all the information you learned today, right, what tribe you come from, right, so-called black, so-called African Americans, right, we come from the tribe of Judah, right, the same tribe, right, that Jesus Christ came from, right, which is also a so-called black man.
That's right.
The Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Right.
All right, brother, be safe, brother, all right? All right, family, be safe, sister.
All praise.
All right, so word, what's going on, brother?
You've been going for you.
Right, you got questions, brother? What's going on, brother? How you doing, brother?
I'm pretty much observing right now and soaking up so I can answer a question.
All praise.
All praises to the Most High.
All praise to the Most High. All praises.
What's your race?
My race is Asiatic.
Asiatic. What about y'all in the back? What's your race? African. Nigerian.
Most High may say that.
From where, by chance? What's your so-called tribe?
I'm from babes.
Yoruba? Okay, hey, Yoruba, man.
Come.
So-called Yoruba, right, goes back to so-called Joseph, right, goes back to so-called Joseph, right, more than likely, right, the so-called tribe of Ephraim, right, so-called Puerto Ricans, right, that were in the land of Nigeria, right, prior to, right, the so-called slave trade, right, and being shipped, right, to the Americans. Okay, so you say a so-called African American, right, or a so-called Asiatic, right? Well, Asiatic is a so-called continent, right? And our people have these different so-called names, right? That were so-called that were so-called just invented, right? Because what was the so-called name of Nigeria prior to, right, the so-called 1400s? Right. It wasn't. Right, you had the so-called land of Edom, right, which is a variation of saying Judah. Right, you have the so-called name, right, of Yoruba, right, which came later, right, which goes back, right, to Joseph. And Joseph, he was the father, right, of Ephraim, right, and Manasseh, right, which are the Israelites, right, which make up the 12 tribes,
Right.
Okay, even the book, right, of Deuteronomy, right, 28, right, and verse number 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15.
Look it out.
But it shall come to pass.
So now, right, we have Moses, right? Moses speaking to all the Israelites in the wilderness, right? Read on.
But it shall come to pass,
Okay.
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Right?
to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
All these what?
that all these curses,
Right?
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right, so the Lord was speaking to one nation of people. Right, you got Moses in the wilderness speaking to the Israelites. Right, one nation of people, right, let them know that if they do not listen to God and keep his commandments, right, then curses, right, we're going to fall upon one race of people. Okay, read on.
God, cursed shalt thou be in the city.
What the Lord said?
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Right, so the Lord said that that the Israelites would be cursed and throw all. Right? Let's get a plus. Right? What it says, all praise. Right, so brother, right? How do our people live here, right, in Baltimore? Do we live good, brother?
Not necessarily.
Right? How do we live? What you say, brother? Right? How do our people live in Baltimore? Do we live the best? Do we live great? Do we live in the high rises? Right? How do we? Hey, man, you know, brother, man, you know, right, man. Right, hey, we live bad, man. Right. Terrible, man. Right? Hey, impoverished, man. Right? Read.
God. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Right, so hold on now. Right, the Most High said that one nation of people, right, for not listening to God, that they will be cursed and through all the cities. Right now, when we look at Baltimore, man, right, our people are what? At the bus stops, right? Hungover, man. Right, high, I mean, out their mind, man. Right? I mean, destroyed, man. Right? On all type of drugs, and just to escape, right, the so-called mental bondage, right, then in the so-called hell that was surrounded by every single day, man. Right? Our people are literally, man, still cursed and throw all the cities, man. Right? Our people literally cursed, right, throw all the fields, man. Right? The so-called tobacco fields, right, the cotton fields, right, the sugarcane fields, right, the so-called corn fields, the so-called rice fields, right, and all these different so-called work fields, even to this present day, man. Our people are literally still, right, the so-called first ones hired, right, and the last ones fired, man. Right, still have a so-called discrimination, right, to even receive a job, man. Right, our people are so-called, right, trying to so-called make, you know, money for their families, right, but get denied for the higher paying jobs, right, but they can so-called work, right, and so-called right, McDonald's, right, getting the government assistance, right, and still have to work them 5-7 jobs just to get by, man. Yep. And our people are the ones that's literally cursed through all the cities and cursed through all the fields, man. All right, give me verse number 68, straight to the point.
God, verse 68.
Bring it out.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Right, now, hold on now. The Israelites just left ancient Egypt. Right, give me a slocky. Exodus, right, 13 and verse 3. Right? Right, the Israelites just left Egypt. Right now, what were the Israelites doing in Egypt, brother? Do you know? Were they baking cakes? Take a wild guess. Right, what our forefathers doing in Egypt?
He's killing each other.
No, we do have one of them. I was talking about the life.
The book of Exodus, chapter 13 and verse 3. And Moses said unto the people, remember this day in which they came out from Egypt,
right?
Out of the house of bondage.
What the Lord say?
Out of the house of bondage.
Read it again.
Out of the house of bondage.
Right, so Moses, right, told our people to remember this day, right, when you came out of the land of Egypt, man, out of the house of bondage. Right, so what's a different word for bondage by chance, Kings? Slavery, right? Slavery. Right, our forefathers were in slavery, man. Right, building up Pathom, man, and Ramses, man. Right, building up the pharaohs, the so-called sphinxes, man. Right, building up the so-called high rise, the so-called infrastructure, man. Right, the same way how the so-called white man brought us over here in slavery, man, and had us build up his walls, his cities, his roads, his towns, his kingdom, man, right, and his so-called streets, man, pave his roads, man, right, lay the brick in so-called mortar, man.
Bring it out.
Okay, right, the same thing that happened in the next Egypt to come, man. Right, so if the last Egypt was slavery and bondage, right, what do you think the next Egypt is going to be? No, brother. Right, so again, Egypt, right, is synonymous, right, or the same, right, as being in bondage. It's like it's been in slavery. Right, so if the previous Egypt was bondage and slavery, right, what do you think the next Egypt is going to be? Right, still slavery, man. Right, now how did our forefathers get here? Did we swim? Did we ride bikes? Did we, you know, we all going to take Spirit Airlines, right? Some of us took Southwest, right? You know, this brother, you know, he took a Frontier, right? That brother, he took Delta. You know, we all took our so-called plane tickets, right? And we all flew here, right? How did we get here? Walking?
By ship.
By ship. By boat, man. By boat. Right now, let's bring that out in the Bible. Deuteronomy 28, verse 68.
God. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Right, the Lord brought one race of people back into slavery again. Read.
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
On a plane.
With ships.
On a bus.
With ships.
On a pogo stick.
With ships.
On our feet.
With ships.
Hey, with ships, man. Right, the Lord said that he was going to bring one nation of people back into slavery again with ships. Right now, who did that happen to, family?
All so-called black men that they call black,
Right.
we are not.
Right. The so-called black man. Right. The so-called black man, the so-called Hispanic, the so-called Native Americans, right, that were part of the transatlantic triangular slave trade, man. Right, taken right from parts of Africa, right, parts of Europe, right, and being tossed and moved right to and from, man. Our people were taken into slavery, right, via cargo slave ships. Right, read.
God. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
The Lord said,
thou shalt see it no more again.
And we never seen our homeland ever again, man. Right? That's why we think that America, right, is our so-called homeland. Right? That's why we think Africa, a big continent that has over 55 different countries, have over 200 different tribes, dialects, and sect of people in those 55 countries. Right? And we think that that's our so-called homeland, right? Right, there's 55 different countries in the so-called continent of Africa.
See that?
Right, so if we are a so-called African, right, what so-called a country do we go back to in Africa, right? And when we do get to that specific a so-called country, right, what tribe or so-called a so-called sect of people would we so-called go with, man?
Right.
Right? Endless possibilities. Right, like the brother said, endless so-called choices, man. Right? Hey, this is not Baskin Robbins, man. Right? You don't get 31 damn different flavors, man. And just throw a damn dart and say, hey, I'm from this nation, man. Right? No, man.
Right.
Right? That's madness, man. Okay? Right? The Lord said that this will happen to one nation of people, the Israelites, man. Right? And the brother was spot on. Right? The brother said so-called blacks, man. Right? Hey, why? Right? Because black is just a color. Black is literally the color of my sleeves, but we all have brown skin out here, man.
Right.
Different shades of brown, man.
Right.
I've never met a black person in my life.
Yeah.
Right? You know?
God. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Right now, hold on now. The Lord said once you get off those slave ships behind us, once you get off those nasty slave ships where we were literally tossed back like sardines in the can, the Lord said once you get off those slave ships, read that again.
God. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Right, hold on now. Right? What that say, brother? What that say, brother? Right? To be sold on board, right, the ship Bent, right? And a public sale of slaves, Franklin County Court, man. Right? And November 16th, 1863. Right? So literally, man, right now we are in 2023, man. Right? This is literally so-called about 260 years, man. Exactly. Right? And in the so-called about 1 month, right, it'll be literally so-called 260 years of the specific sale of our forefathers and foremothers being sold, man. All cargo slaves, man. Right, being them rape, robbed, and murdered, man. Right, being them under their lips, man. Right, being sold as cattle, man. Right? Right, read on.
God. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Unto your who?
Unto your enemies.
Unto your friends.
Unto your enemies.
Right?
For bondmen.
For what?
For bondmen.
Right, for slave men.
And bondwomen.
And slave women.
And no man shall buy you.
And what?
And no man shall buy you.
Right, and no man shall buy you, right, which is an old Quaker term, meaning that no one shall redeem us. right? That's why we're still here in so-called October, so-called 2023, with freaks and beasts and wild animals, man, walking around, man. Right, still here, right in the land of our enemy, man, to this very day, man.
That's right. That's right.
You got a question, sister? How's your day going, sister? All praise, all praise.
What's your nationality?
African American.
When you see these different nations, right, these different so-called Chinese, and he takes pride right in the so-called Chinese people. Right, the so-called Arab, he takes pride right in his country, and he takes pride right in his so-called holidays, right, his heritage, right, the so-called white man, he takes pride in so-called, right, St. Patrick's Day, right, a so-called, right, the 4th of July.
Right. I do the basics. That's it. That's enough for me. I ain't gotta focus on no particular thing. I treat people good. I respect everyone, all races. You know, I do the basics. That's enough for me. That's enough. I ain't gotta honor no holiday, nothing else. Just wake up, treat people good, be respectful, kind. That's gotten me where I am now.
Well, I do treat people good. What is good, man? Right. See, our people, they live in the so-called false sense of just because I make you so-called happy and smile, man. Right. That's doing something good, man. Right. Hey, I can make a damn junkie smile, man. Right. By serving them crack, man. Hey, I can damn make somebody happy, man. Right. But by them shooting a needle, man. Right. Shooting them up with them heroin, right, that has rat poison, just so that they can get that high, just so that they can pass out happy and smile, man. Right. That's not good, man. Right.
At all.
That's not righteous. Right. Just because, right, I'm doing something, right, just to make you so-called happy, man. Right. Bring that up.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 19, verse 17.
Right.
And he said unto him, why callest thou me good?
What the Lord say?
Why callest thou me good?
Read.
There is none good but one.
Right.
That is God.
Right.
But if thou wilt enter to life, keep the commandments.
Right, and keep the commandments, man. Right, the commandments are good, man. Right, the commandments are holy. The commandments have life, man. Come, give me Psalm 19 and 7. What's going on, brother? How's it going, man? All right, not bad, not bad. You know your nationality?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be a Israelite.
Okay, come. Right, supposed to be.
Yeah.
What does that mean, brother? Supposed to be. Either you are or when you aren't, brother.
Yeah. When we left off last time, I was told I was an Israelite.
Okay, come. All praise to the Most High. Okay, come. So, what have you learned since the last time you've been here?
I just been more confused. Woke up this morning, got a verse from, I believe it was Isaiah, and it said something about, I'm not sure who was talking about Lucifer, but then Lucifer, he says, why art thou?
You guys there 14 and 12.
Yeah, there we go.
You guys there 14 and 12.
Before we say, can we say who's speaking to, who's actually talking to this? I don't know who's speaking to Lucifer. I don't know.
God, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 12.
Right, start at verse 10.
Yeah, Khan. Starting at verse 10.
All right, give me 20 and 3, Papa Shah.
Oh, they shall speak and say unto thee,
right.
Art thou also become weak as we?
Right, what?
Art thou also become weak as we?
Right, so you have Isaiah, right, the Most High speaking through the prophet Isaiah, man, right, because we have Lucifer, right, the word Lucifer, right, it means light bearer, right, or right, the so-called, right, the so-called ruler. Right now, on the left-hand side, right, the so-called white man, he's set up as Lucifer, right, the so-called white man, he sits he sets himself up as God. Right, the so-called white man, he sets himself up. Right, he portrays all the rulers, right, in all the different movies. Right, he sets himself up, right, to be right as the light. Right, even when you look at so-called America, okay, America is personified as what? Right, the so-called land of opportunity. Right, for all nations, the so-called flocking to, right, and he's portrayed as the so-called height, right, of this so-called world. Right, read on.
God. Art thou become like unto us?
Right.
Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
Right, because this kingdom is going to fall. Right, this kingdom is going to be utterly cast down.
That's right.
And as we went into earlier, right, that the so-called house, the so-called foundation, right, that the so-called land is built up, man, it's so-called decaying, and you can see a day by day, right, the so-called stores, right, the so-called economy is so-called decreasing, right. Speaking to a brother yesterday, man, right, brothers are having so-called jobs, man, and shipped off to different countries, man. Right. That was once prominent here in Babylon. Right now, now that it's so-called shutting everything down, right, it has to push right to so-called different countries. Right, read on.
God. And the noise of thy foes, the worm is spread under thee.
Right.
And the worms cover thee.
Right.
How art thou fallen from heaven?
Right. Read it again.
How art thou fallen from heaven?
Right. Give me Lamentations 2, right, 2 and 1. Right. So heaven, right, is also known, right, as an estate. Right. The children of Israel, right, and we were at a high estate, right, at once, right, and we fell from our heaven, right, down into hell. Right, meaning, right, that we were once ruling, and now we're at the bottom, right, of society. Right, bring it up. Lamentations 1 and 2.
Lamentations chapter 1, verse 2.
Right.
She weepeth sore in the night, and her tears are on her cheeks. Among all her lovers, she hath none to comfort her. All her friends have dealt treacherously with her. They have become her enemies.
Right.
Judah is gone into captivity,
right,
because of affliction and because of great servitude. She dwelleth among the heathen.
Right. She doing what?
She dwelleth among the heathen.
Right, so now, right, us as a nation, right, which was one high, now we dwell amongst the heathen. Right, now we dwell amongst the unclean, amongst the unclean.
What y'all is wearing?
She findeth no rest. All her persecutors overtook her between the straits.
Right.
The ways of Zion do mourn, because none come to the solemn feast. All her gates are desolate.
Right, and all of our gates, our hedges, our protection, right, has now become desolate. Right, precept.
Matthew chapter 11 and 23. And thou Capernaum, which art exalted unto heaven, shall be brought down to hell.
Right, shall be what?
Shall be brought down to hell.
Right.
For if the mighty works which have been done in thee had been done in Sodom, it would have remained until this day.
Right, come, huh? Right, so the so-called right mighty stature, right, the so-called one strong power, or so-called government, right, is now damn cast down, right, with Sodom, right, with ash and dust and brimstone. Bring that up.
Lamentations chapter 2, verse 1.
Right.
How hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud?
Right, so and we know the Lord, He hasn't physically, right, taken a cloud, right, and everyone has a physical dark cloud over us, right, that we can see. Right, read.
God, in his anger, it cast down from heaven.
It did what?
It cast down from heaven.
Right now, brother, where we literally, right, cast down, right, the Most High, He took all the Israelites, picked them up, right, balled them up in His hand, and then threw us down, brother. No, I guess not. No, He never did that, right? Because if He did, hey, we would all be them stains, man, on the ground. Right, so-called splash marks, man. Right, read.
God, unto the earth, the beauty of Israel,
right?
And remember not his footstool in the day of his anger,
right?
The Lord has swallowed up all the habitations of Jacob, and have not pitied. He hath thrown down.
He hath what?
He hath thrown down.
Read.
In his wrath, the strongholds of the daughters of Judah.
All right, come. Right, so the Lord said that He has cast us down, right from heaven. Right, meaning that we were once at a higher state. Right, hey, brother, once upon a time, right, we didn't need these different nations, right?
At all.
Right? Once upon a time, sluggy. Right? And our kings, and we had the so-called white men in slavery, man, in chains, right, in garrisons, man, and we drove them into the so-called cluster of the rocks, man, right? And the Lord, man, through the hand of David, man, he said garrisons amongst Edom, man. Right, come on, bring that up.
Obadiah verse 4.
Right.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle,
right,
though thou set thy nest amongst the stars,
right,
thence will I bring thee down.
The Lord said,
thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
Right, because Esau, the so-called white man, right, you see so-called America, so-called Spain, right, Rome, right, Italy, right, all of the different so-called European nations, right, he has what? The eagle. Right, the eagle is his so-called symbol, right? And he spiritually he sets himself up, right, as the eagle, right? Because the eagle is known as, right, the apex predator of the sky. Right, the eagle, it can so-called stalk his prey from miles away and so-called swoop in and accurately then take that damn thing out and then hit the so-called skies, man. And it dwells in what? The cluster of the rocks, right? And it sets it is what its nest among the stars. And we know that there's no so-called actual way, a so-called bird, that they can make their nest actually, literally, in the so-called stars, man. Right? What it's saying is, right, the so-called white man is his so-called trait. Right. He so-called sets himself up, right, to be, right, as an all-seeing eye, right, to be the so-called highest exalted power, man. Right, that's why you have all these so-called cameras. Right, you have something known as, right, the so-called golden, right, all-seeing eye. Right, he's so-called trying to always watch you. Right, everything you do, everywhere you go. And this is his so-called trait, man. Right, come on, bring that up.
Job chapter 39 and verse 27. Bring it out. Doth the eagle mount up at thy command?
Doth the what?
Doth the eagle mount up at thy command?
Right.
And make her nest on high?
Right.
She dwelleth and abideth on the rock.
Right.
Upon the crag of the rock and the strong place. From thence she seeketh the prey, and her eyes behold afar off. Right. Her young ones also suck up blood, and where the slain are, there is she.
And what?
And where the slain are, there is she.
Right, and where the slain are, hey, there is she, man. Right, and it's to say what? The eagle doing what? Right, stalks his prey, slugger. Right, the eagle stalks his prey, man. Right, sets himself on high. Right, keeps a so-called policies and so-called decrees, man. Right, and comes and stalks, man, and kills, man, his prey, man. Right, you even see him dealing with these different nations. Right, how they set up different forms of so-called diplomacy, right, to so-called to get these different nations drunk, man. Right, it's a so-called take over and it's an infiltrate, man. Right, so right, the eagle which sets itself its nest, right, or set its so-called habitation, right, his rulership, kingdom, dominion, right, on high above all. Right, the Lord said that his power, his rulership, that is going to be cast down from the heavens, right, and down into the dust.
That's right.
Okay, so go back to that.
Question. Back to Isaiah.
Right.
Who is asking Satan to cast down like us now? Who's he in dialogue with?
Right. That's Isaiah.
Isaiah is speaking with Lucifer.
So the Most High, right, is speaking over Isaiah. Right. This is a prophecy, right, that's coming to pass. Right. So read that again.
God. Isaiah 14 and 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Right.
Son of the morning?
Right.
How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nation?
Which didst what?
Which didst weaken the nation?
Right, which didst weaken the nation? Right, this is talking about a man. Right, the so-called white man, right, he has the so-called light, right, of this world at the sun. Right, he has the so-called power and the so-called rulership and so-called mass authority. Right, bring that up for a second.
Isaiah 14 and 4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon.
The Lord said,
against the king of Babylon.
Right.
So it's about the king of Babylon. It's about a man like the brother said.
Gotcha.
but Isaiah speaking of Lucifer, and he says, all this stuff God is casting down, have you become like us? Does it imply that we've been cast down also? Like that's, no. I'm trying to understand the dialect that he's having with Lucifer.
No, brother. So it's a proverb, right? That Isaiah is proclaiming against the king of Babylon. Okay, again, Lightbird, it's like Lucifer is it doesn't mean, right, in every context it's talking about, right, the spiritual demon Satan, right? First, like the Lucifer, right, is a so-called Lightbird, right? Actually, hold that, right? Give me that in Revelation, right? 22 real fast. Come, bring that.
Isaiah 14:10, it's like in verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved to meet thee at thy coming, and stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It had raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? So like the brother said, it's a proverb about these other nations that are at a lower state. As America goes down, they're going to speak and say the exact same thing. You got countries like Ethiopia, Eritrea, Somalia, third world countries. America, in due time, is going to resemble the same lifestyle, economically, financially, militarily, as those other nations.
That's right.
So as they go down, like the brother said, it's a proverb that these other nations are going to say, hey, look, you're just like us now.
Right. Gotcha. One more thing on that I was confused on. I read a passage before, I think it's in Mark, where Jesus says that he's the morning star. But then it's confusing because then Lucifer has a title as son of the morning star. Does that mean that Lucifer is son of Jesus?
No. Come, bring that up.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 16. I, Yahushua, have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David.
All right, read it again.
I am the root and the offspring of David.
Right.
And the bright and morning star.
The Lord said.
And the bright and the morning star.
Read it again.
And the bright and morning star.
Right, and the bright and morning star. Right, come. So we're gonna go into it.
This is God or Jesus talking? Sorry.
Jesus.
Oh, Yahushua.
Right. Jesus. Right. So called.
Translation.
Right. Come. Right. So we got the bright and right, the morning star. Right. We're gonna go into it. Right. Salaki. In the Greek. Right. And right, the Hebrew. Right. Come. Salaki. All right. Come. Right. Okay. Come. Right. Come. So we got the bright. Right. Lampros. Right. In the Greek. Right. Meaning what? Right. Shining. Right. Brilliant. Right. Because you have two lights. Right. You have a light. Right on the so-called left-hand side, right, which is what? So-called evil, right? You can be a so-called homosexual, right? You can be a so-called a pedophile, a deviant, right? You can do all these things on the left-hand side, right? This would be the light, right, of the so-called world, right? And then you have the light on the right-hand side, right? Which is the law, statutes, commandments, right? The uprightness. Right, and actually serving the Lord our God in truth.
Teach out.
Right, and actually, living uprightly, which is contrary to this world.
Right.
Proverbs chapter 6 and 23. For the commandment is a lamp.
What the Lord said?
For the commandment is a lamp.
Hey, for the commandment is a lamp. Right, read.
And the law is light.
And the what?
And the law is light.
Right, and the law is light.
Right.
So you have two lights, right? You have a light on the right hand side and you have a light on the left hand side, right? Okay, you know.
And reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
Right, and reproof of instruction are the way of life. I can bring that up.
It's the book of Job, chapter 18, verse 5.
Right.
Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out.
What the Lord said?
The light of the wicked shall be put out.
Hold on now. So you have the commandments, which is a light, and then you have the light of the wicked, right? Showing you and giving you a transparency, man. Right? That there's two different lights, man. Right? You have a light on the right hand side, the law, statutes, commandments, right, which leadeth unto life, right? And then you have the light on the left hand side, right? Which truly is really darkness, right? It's really darkness, right? In place of light, right? Come on, bring that up.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 23. And the light of a candle.
And the what?
And the light of a candle,
right,
shall shine no more at all in thee. And the voice of the bridegroom. And if the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth.
Right.
For by thy sorceries.
For by what?
For by thy sorceries.
Right. And what are the sorceries, man? Right. The so-called laws. Right. The so-called decrees, man. Right. That gives you a license to sin, man. Right. That gives you a license to do wickedly, man. That gives you a license to break the Sabbath day, man. Right. Because if this was really the Most High, man, and all these so-called businesses, all these so-called festivals, all the so-called badness and folly going on, man, when we shut down, man.
That's right.
And Lord willing, man, we really have everyone out here, man, bound up, man, right, sitting in rows by companies, man, and feeding the words of life, man. Okay, read on.
For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived.
We're what?
We're all nations deceived.
We're all nations deceived, man. Right, because of what they call light, right, in this world, man, it's truly darkness, man. Right, and if you speak up and speak contrary unto it, man, right, you're looked at as so-called evil, so-called menace, right, a so-called agitator, man. Right, read on.
Job chapter 10 and verse 21. Before I go, whence I shall not return,
right?
Even to the land of darkness.
What the Lord say?
Even to the land of darkness.
Right, in this here, America, right, aka Babylon the Great, is known as the land of darkness, man. Right, the land of confusion, man. Right, because it's literally nothing but that confusion here, man. Right, you got trannies, you got freaks, you got wizards, you got warlocks, man. Right, you got all manner of that confusion here, man. Okay, read on.
And the shadow of death.
Right, and what?
And the shadow of death.
And the shadow of death. Read.
A land of darkness.
A what?
A land of darkness.
A land of darkness. Read.
As darkness itself.
As what?
As darkness itself.
Read.
And of the shadow of death without any order, and where the light is as darkness.
What the Lord say?
And where the light is as darkness.
Praying upon tables, man. Right? Hey, this place, I mean, literally, man, right? A damn lawless society, man. A freak show, man. Right. Where the light is as darkness.
Right.
So it's the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse number 14.
Bring it out.
And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
Right, even Satan himself, man, is just transformed into an angel of light, man. Right, Satan, man, right, this so-called devil, man, he comes up and say, man, hey, you know, it's okay, man. You know, you can eat pork, right, shrimp, crab, lobster, right, shave your beard, man. Right, don't wear those fringes, man. Right, it's okay, man. Right, but the Lord, he commanded us, from the beginning, right, the complete opposite.
That's right.
Right, yet, right, this man, or he comes up peacefully, man. Right, he comes up in a manner, right, to deceive, right, and to overthrow you, right, and to give you a light, right, so-called, but it's truly darkness. Right, it's
right.
Truly evil. It's truly going to lead you to death. Right, bring that up. I got you. Last precept.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 105.
Right.
Thy word is a lamp.
The Lord said.
Thy word is a lamp.
Read.
Unto my feet.
Unto what?
Unto my feet.
Right. Unto my feet. Right. So the word, right, meaning, right, the law, statutes, commandments, it's a lamp unto your feet, meaning that it's going to guide your steps, right, or guide your path, right, into righteousness.
And a light.
And a what?
And a light.
Right.
Unto my path.
And a light unto my path. Read.
Job chapter 7 and 4.
Right.
When I lie down, I say, where shall I arise?
Right.
And the night be gone.
Right.
I am full of tossings to and fro unto the dawning of the day.
Right. It's lucky. Right. Job said that I am what, man? I am in tossings, right, until, right, the dawning of the day, man. Right. Meaning that what our forefathers, they were learning, right, for, right, that righteous light on the right hand side, man. Right, to keep the ordinances, right, the statutes and commandments of the Lord God our Father. So go ahead, brother.
It's like I follow all that. You still have the morning star, you have the evening star. So you have two lights. One is dark.
No evening star.
No evening star. You still have light means guidance. So you can be guided to darkness. You can be guided to the morning star, which Jesus said he was the morning star. My question still is, they said, Lucifer, you are son of the morning star, not son of light, not son of anything.
Hold on, it says son of the morning. It says son of the morning star. So you're trying to ask a question based off of an understanding that's not in the Bible. So you're trying to ask, is Lucifer the son of Jesus Christ? Because he says he's the morning star, but it doesn't say in Isaiah he's the son of the morning star. It says son of the morning.
And Jesus said what he was.
He's the bright and morning star. The morning represents light. He's not the morning star.
That's what I was missing.
Yeah, you got it.
It's like a mix in words. I read it several times and I could not understand. And I was trying to make it make sense. I understand light, understand guidance. Right. But if you refer to one as a what I thought was a morning star, and then you say you're the son of the morning star, sun means to come from. So I'm like, what is the connection here? How did this roll up? Because I couldn't find scripture to make the connection.
Yeah. Right, so, again, in this context, right, in Isaiah, it's just saying that the king of Babylon also, or the spiritual level, the first king of Babylon, so-called white man, right, he's the so-called son of the morning. He is the so-called ruler or the so-called guidance of this world.
Right.
But to come, right, Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and he is the bright and morning star, right? Because he is the ultimate ruler who, when his kingdom comes in, right, is going to throw down this kingdom, right, and the Lord, right, his kingdom is going to reign and last forever and ever.
Psalms chapter 111 and verse 10.
Right.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Right.
A good understanding have all they that do his commandments.
What?
That do his commandments.
That do and follow all sets of commandments, right? Which, as we read earlier, is that lamp or that light on the right hand side, which leads us unto, right? Unto Yahweh Shah.
Right. And quick point, brother. You're going into a deep topic, but you're not going to grasp that understanding, and you'll always have questions until you start to keep those commandments. Right. Once you start keeping the commandments, you won't ask as much questions because the Spirit is going to sup with you and guide you.
But if the commandments is hard, for the simple fact of I'm not a believer, so for me to follow something when I truly don't have an understanding, it's kind of like ass backwards, you guys. You know what I'm saying? If I tell you, listen, you gotta do this, this, and this, and then I'll tell you the truth, you're doing all this stuff in vain. That's my problem. People ask, why don't you have fringes still? Because I still feel like I'm doing it in vain. I can wear it, you know, you guys will probably cheer me on, like, all right, good, yeah, his brother's coming somewhere, but in my mind, it doesn't make sense. Worship comes after you understand, or just worshiping in vain.
Do you believe you're an Israelite?
I don't. I'm not, no, I'm not. What is it to believe? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it to believe? I don't know who my great-grandfather is. I know who my father is. I don't know who my great-grandfather is. So for me now, to be on the harbor and to speak with y'all and you make some sense, for me to jump to the conclusion like, you know what, I'm an Israelite, put all my faith into it, based off of what? Makes it hard.
Based off of the words of the Lord. So based off of hearing the prophecies that pertain to the Israelites and it resonate with your spirit, do you believe based off of the words of the Most High that this pertains unto you?
So that's what makes it hard also. You guys are not the only people I speak to. I got friends that are Muslims that tell me the same thing.
Is that what I asked you?
But that's my answer. I enjoy speaking to you guys. I enjoy trying to find truth. But to jump to a conclusion, I don't feel it. I don't. So you
don't feel as that the prophecy pertain to you?
It's not that the prophecies pertain. My real issue with all of this is.
But hold on real quick. Do the prophecies pertain to you? Yes or no?
The prophecies are in parallel.
Do they? Yes or no?
It's hard to say yes or no because I think they pertain to many.
Going into slavery on ships.
We're not the only people that went into slavery on ships.
Brother, hold on. The question is, does slavery on ships pertain to you?
Ancestry, yes.
All right, so that's one of the prophecies, right? And then there are many other prophecies, right, that pertain unto you. So it's not you're going too far into all these things instead of focusing on you.
I am focused on me.
Brother,
so now, one of the biggest things also, you hear all this stuff about aliens, like I say all the time, right? Aliens this, aliens that. This is a prophecy written that's speaking to something that's happening in the future, correct? When this is written, it's speaking to something that happened in the future. How do we stamp that this is the exact moment that we're talking about? Because it's parallel to this. How do we know that this is the exact moment? And because it happens since one group of people. So now, if there's another slavery, and we're all taken somewhere else, can those people say to the Israelites also, if they read the book, like, oh, this pertains to me. I was taken away from one land on a ship and was made a slave.
There's 42 curses in the Bible. You have to go through all of them. Right? So once you go through the curses, all of those curses only pertain to one people. Right? They don't pertain to all nations.
At all.
Right? Some nations, their father may leave them, right? But they didn't go to slavery on ships. Those are two curses. Some nations may have to work in the field, but they're not cursed in the city. Right? So you have to fit this thing 1,000% to the T, and we're the only ones that fit that.
That's right.
Right, come on, bring that on. Romans 8. Okay, Matthew.
Matthew 9, verse 15.
No.
And Yahweh Shah said unto them, can the children of the bride chamber mourn?
What the Lord said?
Can the children of the bride chamber mourn? As long as the bridegroom is with them.
Right.
But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken from them, and then shall they fast. No man putteth a new piece of cloth unto an old garment.
What the Lord said?
No man putteth a new cloth unto an old garment.
So, brother, right? No man is, you're going to take the so-called newest Gucci, right? Take the so-called newest damn Louis Prada, right? And you want to sew it, chop it up and sew it to a damn old Hanes shirt, huh? Right? With them holes in it, huh? Right? Read on.
No man putteth a piece of new cloth into an old garment,
right.
For that which is put and to fill it up, take it from the garment.
Right.
And the rent is made worse.
And the what?
And the rent is made worse.
Read.
Neither do men put new wine into old bottles.
Neither what?
Neither do men put new wine into old bottles.
All right, so brother, of course, listening to you, understanding, you got a lot of mixed wines, right? Meaning what? You get a lot of mixed different doctrines and different understandings, right? You kind of mixing it all up, right? And that's why you're confused, right? It makes sense, you know?
Neither do men put new wine into old bottles.
The Lord said,
neither do men put new wine into old bottles.
Right. No man puts new wine into old bottles. Right? You can't have your own understanding, right? And trying to piece it up and see how it's gonna fit with the so-called new. Right? It's gonna be all jammed up. Right? The whole thing is gonna go awry, you know?
Else the bottles break.
Else the what?
Else the bottles break.
Right? It meaning everything breaks, right, in your mind, and you just lose all the understanding.
Right.
Because you're not coming in this thing right, as a newborn babe, right? A babe, right, doesn't come in, right, thinking that, you know, they know something, huh? Right? A babe, right, takes the information, right, and it soaks it up.
That's right.
And receives, right, the so-called new and nutritious, huh? Okay, read on.
God. Else the bottles break, and the wine runneth out, and the bottles perish.
Right, and the bottles perish, man. Right, which is now, right, all the so-called understanding, right, it means nothing, right? Right, nothing sucks, right, because you're still holding on to most of the doctrine, most of understanding, right, and instead of putting that aside, right, and coming in, right, as a new vessel, right, receiving, right, new wine. Right, bring that up.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 16.
Read.
The Spirit itself beareth witness.
What the Lord said?
The Spirit itself beareth witness.
Read.
With our spirit.
What?
With our spirit, that we are the children of God.
The Lord said
that we are the children of God.
First of all, brother, but only the Spirit is for the bear witness. So look, right? We go through the curse. Our forefathers, right, went into slavery on slave ships. Our forefathers were clearly cursed, right, through all the cities. Right, our people are literally cursed, right, through all the fields. Our people were literally sold, right, on auction blocks, right, were stolen, like sold by land, right, and we never seen them again. I mean, our people are literally hidden in prison houses, man. Right, our people are literally snared in holes and traps, man. Right, outside of the curses in Deuteronomy 28, where our people fit the curses and throw all the Bible, man.
That's right.
Right, being locked in chains, man. Right, give me that in Jeremiah 40, man. Right, yokes of iron, man. Right, being thrown in prison, man. Right,
so let's say I claim to be an Israelite today. I follow the commandments right now. What happens tomorrow? I wake up and do what? Continue to follow the commandments, and what happens? Do we get back our land? When we all die, what's a day like in heaven? You know, what do we do? Do we still get up and pray? It's my thing is for me to devout something, and for me to say I want to take this path. Later on, let me into your kingdom. If there's deities or whatever, you can easily fall susceptible to Lucifer or anything else. How do I also know it's not a trap to something else that I'm opening myself up to? That's my thing. It may sound as great as it sounds. How do I know? And then what is a day like in heaven? What is eternity like in heaven? What happens next? We just get up and praise God eternally?
That's what faith is. Exactly.
That's right.
All it is. Faith. That's for everything. Science, medicine, then the doctrines you learn in school, it's the same thing.
This is Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 1.
That out.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for.
What the Lord said?
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for.
Read.
The evidence of things not seen.
The Lord said?
The evidence of things not seen.
You gotta have faith. Faith is what's gonna make you want to keep the commandments and serve the Lord. Or you have faith in the world that what the so-called white man says trumps something that's far before his kingdom. So you gotta choose.
We agree with that. I actually understand what you're saying with faith. I'm saying now, if I devote and put my faith into this, and now I'm in this, what happens when I pass away? What is a day like in heaven? What happens? What goes on beyond this? What am I looking for? What am I getting out of this?
You're looking for the kingdom of heaven. But if an if was a fifth, everybody up here be drunk as hell. So we can't keep saying if, what if.
We don't know what if. I mean, I just don't. What is the end goal for this? When we pass away, what is the end goal? To be in the kingdom with God.
Right. I'm not thinking about passing away. I'm trying to live forever.
That's right.
That's the goal.
So we live forever. Where? That's what I'm trying to understand.
In our homeland in peace.
And we just like what? Get up and farm and like what is a day like? Like what are we looking for? What does peace look like?
Well, brother, we gotta close up. We've been out here for a minute. We can talk about it afterwards. After we close up camp.
Gotcha.
That's not a bad question.
No, I got you.
It's not a bad question.
After we throw up the blessings and everything, we'll talk about it after.
Understood, yeah.
All right, give me James 2 and 17. Give me the book, Revelation 18 and 21. Give me the lemon,
Zephaniah 2 and 1.
Zephaniah 2 and 1. Yeah. Read it out.
This is the book of James, chapter 2 and verse 17.
Right.
Even so faith, if it hath not works.
The Lord said,
even so faith, if it have not works.
Even so faith, if it have not works, is what?
Is dead.
Is what?
Is dead.
It's dead, man. So you can have all the faith, you can have all the damn fierce of ifs, man. Right? But if you have not works, man, it's dead, man. Right? All your so-called vain faith, man, right? It's null and void, man. It's hopeless, man. Right? Read.
Is dead being alone.
Right?
Yea, a man may say, thou hast faith.
Right?
And I have works.
Right?
Shew me thy faith without thy works.
Right?
And I will show you, Salakia, and I will show thee my faith by my works.
What the Lord said?
My faith by my works.
Right, so that's the only true way, right? How we know that a man has faith, man, right? It's by their works, man, right? And if you're coming up, right, with so-called a fruitless tree, man, right? And we know that you had not faith, man, right? And we have faith, right? That we are going to get the kingdom, man, right? And because brothers are keeping the commandments, right? They're growing their beards, man, right? Fringes, man, teaching, man, right? Healing and converting the people, man, right? Right? Because we have faith that our works are not in vain, man, right? And that the Lord may have mercy upon us, right? Right? To remember us in that day, man. Showing our faith by our works. Right, bring that up.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 21. Read. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, that's for violence.
That's for peace.
That's for violence.
That's for love.
That's for violence.
That's for mercy.
That's for violence.
That's for creepy joke.
That's for violence. Shall that great city Babylon be thrown down and to be found no more at all.
Right, because Babylon had a very violent, right, beginning of genocide, of rape, of robbery, of murder, of castration, of double castration, of mutilation, man, right, of oppression, man, yeah, of robbery, man, right, of feeding a baby to so-called alligators, man, right, to human zoos, man, right, to hit the nigga baby with baseball, man, right, 200 pounds of yokes of iron, man, right, of cutting our people's heads off, man, right, unjustly, man, hanging them right from a tree, beating them down, ripping and stripping the babies out of our women's wombs, man. But the Lord said because Babylon had a very violent beginning, man, and inception, the Lord said thus with violence, so that wicked city, man, be thrown down with thermonuclear fire, man, with ICBM, anti-constant ballistic missiles, man, right, with the fire and lasers, man, on the chariots and the angel of the Lord, man, fire and brimstone rain down from heaven, man. You see the stars and flying swords, man, that's reading about his second message, right, come and strike down Babylon in these last days, man. This must be thoroughly thrown down
That's right.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, and verse number 1. Gather yourselves together. 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 I want to keep on. Gather yourselves together. Read. Gather together. Oh, nation not desired. Read. Before the decree, bring forth. For the what? Before the decree, bring forth. Read. Before the day passes the chaff. Before the fierce anger. Before the what? Before the fierce anger. Before the what? Before the fierce anger. This is lollipop. Before the fierce anger. Before the scrap. Before the fierce anger. Read. Of the Lord come upon you. Come upon what? Come upon you. And come upon you, man. Right, so the Lord's commanded. All the so-called blacks, all the so-called Hispanics, all the so-called Native Americans, all the so-called Seminole Indians, right, man, women, and children, to gather yourselves back together, man, in these last days, man. Right. Because fire, man, it's coming to America, man. Race wars, man, are coming back to America. That's right. Fire and brimstone, man, it's coming back to America, man. They're looting, man, and they're robbery, man, and mass murders, man, and mass killings, man, and death and destruction, man, is coming to America in these last days, man. And if you do not gather yourself back together, man, and come back under the umbrella and protection of the Most High, you will be caught out there and destroyed with the wind in these last days, man. Bring that up.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 86 and verse 12. I will praise thee, O Yahweh my God, with all my heart. And I will glorify thy name.
The Lord said,
and I will glorify thy name.
King said,
and I will glorify thy name.
Prison life said,
and I will glorify thy name. And I will glorify thy name. Forevermore. 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 Forevermore.
I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Bashir Mashak. Woman like Yahweh said, Hassan and Dr. Wahadai, the righteous, man. That's to America. Put that show. Put that show. Put that show. Put that show. Put that show.